Join me right now on Kumite TV is one of the greatest to step into the Invicta FC cage and now current UFC bantamweight, Tonya Evinger. What's going on, Tonya?
I'm good, man. Excited to be on here for the first time.
Thank you so much. I know you have a job outside of training, outside of fighting, and while you're not in full training camp, what is your occupation at the moment?
I just work on an oil. I work on an oil rig, so we just drill for oil. It's a long time away from home. I think I do 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, and then it's cool. So I only have to work half the month, but it's hard work.
Now, your UFC career has been full of obstacles. When you look back at the last 2 years, does it motivate you, or do you not even think about it? Think about the past, and you just think about the future.
You mean like the 2 years, like because I've been kind of laid up from this injury and my losses?
Yeah, all these things
Um,
that has happened.
yeah, they suck. I think all any kind of loss like that sucks, but there's not much I could do. I had like an injury like no other, so I had to have two surgeries, and it was a long recovery. And I think I came back a little too early the last fight, but man, it's hard to sit out for a long time and not know where I'm at. So I had to get in there and figure it out, and I kind of prepared different and took into consideration my abilities and what I'm able to do at this point, and worked hard to get back to where I was.
What kind of changes did you make, to your surroundings, or was it more in your training?
Uh, yeah, it was mainly in my training. I know there were certain things that I had a problem with my last fight, like getting up off the ground. I was just in positions that I've never been in because I don't let myself get in there. I couldn't scramble. My leg just, I think it's just a nerve damage. I just couldn't get my leg to work the way I wanted it to. And being in like training camp, my training partners give me a little too much. They know if I'm struggling or this or that, and they'll let up a little bit just to let me keep working. So I think that was, a little false reading on my part to think that things were as good as I thought. They definitely weren't. So I think I got stuck in positions that I shouldn't have got stuck in, and I never get stuck in. So I had to just work on strengthening those positions and strengthening my leg in certain positions and being able to step up and do things that I normally do.
How have you balanced your training with, working on the oil rig? That you said you were on there like 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. Is that difficult to do?
Not when I'm not training. This camp, they let me off my next hitch, so I don't have to go to work next week. So they're gonna let me off till my fight and give me time to train and stuff. And I think that was important to me. Working for these guys. I thought maybe the time off would be cool because I could have like 2 weeks just straight off and not have to go to work every day. So that's cool, and that works out. And I just have to kind of work with them and make sure they're okay with me being not at work for 2 weeks. So other than that, I think it works out well, and I don't know. I figured like the hard work would keep me in shape, but that shit wears me out, man.
Has it been hard to kind of get back into the full swing of things?
uh, from where? From what? What do you mean?
From like, from working and then now getting back into full camp and training, hardcore.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because when I was out there, man, I took some weights out with me and I tried to work out, but best I could do was like run and lift a little bit of weight before I went to work because I couldn't do nothing after I was done. I was so tired. But I did what I could out there, and I feel like when I got back into town, my conditioning was good and everything was good on that part. I just had to get to work on specifics and get ready for this actual fight and start working on the game plan and stuff. So that's what we've been doing the last few weeks, and trying to get everything done, and we got a couple more weeks to go, and I think I'll be right on track.
Definitely. Well, you're flying across the pond to Sweden. You're facing off against Lina Lansberg. What are your thoughts on her as an opponent?
I've seen her fight for a long time. She's been around for a while. I think I first time I saw her maybe it was Invicta or whatever. So, I've been around to see her fight. So it ain't like I got an opponent I don't know anything about. And she's nice enough. Me and her get along pretty well. It's just another fight, just another day at work, and I plan on going in there and winning a fight and coming home with the W and you know I want to get right back on track. I feel like I was at the top of my game before this injury, so I don't want that to be like the changing factor for my career in any way. So I think I just need to jump back in there and do what I do and hit it hard.
For this training camp, where are you working predominantly?
Metro Fight Club downtown in Houston, and I also train at Defenders MMA here in Houston. So I just jump back and forth between two gyms, and sometimes I go cross train at a couple other ones. But you know, I try to stick with the same coaches, the same teammates that don't get me hurt. So I don't want this to happen again. So try to play it safe and smart.
Who are some of your teammates that you're working closely with?
You know, it's weird. I think when you see most MMA fighters, they always got these big name teammates and stuff, and I'm just complete opposite. I don't work out with crazy name people like that've been out there. I work out with a lot of guys that are my size and guys that understand where I'm at. So I'm real picky about my training, you know, and it's hard for a guy at a higher level to train with somebody. They have to worry about their safety too, and that's specifically where I'm at in my I train with the same people, the same guys that train under my boxing coach. I train with just them. I go to another gym and I train with specific people and a lot of guys my size and a lot of local just decent fighters out here, you know. Some are amateur, some are pro. They're just a group of great guys that I can trust.
Definitely need to have people you can trust.
You want me to throw names out? You're talking to the wrong person because I can't remember nobody's name. So sorry guys.
Well, no shout outs today, right?
Yeah.
Do you go and, you know, seek out other women to train with, or do you are you satisfied training with men? Because a lot of women, they have mostly men to train with.
Yeah, you know, I don't. It's weird because I'm always like, hey, I'm super cool about everybody coming and train with me, and some girls have came and cross train with me, but it's weird. It's almost like everybody's too afraid to come cross train with me because I see a lot of girls going, you know, city to city to train with each other, and I'm like, obviously, I'm pretty decent, so you know, I have some younger training with, and yeah, they're knock my head off every day, but you know, they're just up and coming and stuff. But I like that, and I have another girl that comes across town to train with me. But other than that, man, people don't come into town. Girls don't come into town to train with me. It's really weird. I think maybe they think I'm a creep, but it's probably because I'm so good looking. But I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know why they don't come train. They probably are, I don't know. I'm a weird character, so freak them out a little bit. But yeah, no, I just train with dudes.
It's all good, right? And now, with this fight with Landsberg, I know your mentality is like you're going to go in there and do your thing. How many, you know, after this, do you see yourself fighting, you know, 2 or 3 more times this year, or are you going to just kind of take it one fight at a time?
Well, with this contract with UFC, I got 3 more fights, including this one on it. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to fight until they stop paying me. So, I mean, win, lose, draw, I don't give a shit. I'm going to go out there and fight every fight, and I'm going to fight until they decide they don't want to pay me no more. And then I'm going to find somebody else that wants to pay me a little less, and I'm going to do that till they quit paying me. But, you know, I feel like I've done this my whole life, and I don't know. It's weird. It's like I'm an athlete, so what do I do when I'm done? And that's why I got another job. I'm like, man, when I start getting, like, I don't know if I'll ever really get beat up, but if I start, like, getting my ass whooped in this sport, what the hell am I going to do? You know, I've just been an athlete my whole life, so it's a weird thing to think about. But, you know, I always say I'm going to quit every time I have to cut weight, but I'll probably go until they stop paying me. Speaking
of cutting weight, do you ever see yourself going back up to featherweight and competing?
No, I don't even fight up there. The only reason I fought up there is because they need a last-minute replacement. So, I mean, if they offer me money, I will fight anybody for money, so can't say never. But, yeah, it's not the weight class of my choice, but they pay me money. I'll move around. I think I've opened my mouth quite a few times about going to 25. Every time I'm cutting to 35, I'm like, holy shit, what was I thinking? I must be crazy to say that every time, but at the time I'm like, yeah, I'm eating great food and I'm drinking all these fluids and I'm like, yeah, I feel good. I can make 25 for some money. I can make 25, and then I don't know. Has to be a lot of money.
Now, a big fight in the bantamweight division is coming up. UFC 239, Amanda Nunes will defend her title against Holly Holm. Who do you favor in this matchup?
Oh man, I think Amanda's got it. I think she's on top right now. She's got her training and her camps and everything on point, and I think that that's all it takes. I mean, you can be a medium level fighter, mediocre level fighter, and just get hooked up with the right path. And I think that anybody can soar in this sport. The sport's awesome like that.
All right, so you have a long history with Yana Kunitskaya. Do you ever see a rubber match happening in the future in the UFC?
I wouldn't say we have a long history. I would say that she would have got her ass kicked the first time, and that would have been it if it wouldn't have been for that ref. But I don't know. I don't give a shit who I fight. If they pay me money, I'll fight anybody. I mean, she's probably got more of an issue with it than me. I could give a shit. I knew what happened, and we came back and fought. Exactly what was going to happen the first time happened. So it's not a big deal to me. But, yeah, they pay me money, I'll fight anybody.
Well, your next fight is June 1st, UFC on ESPN Plus 11 in Stockholm, Sweden. It was good talking to you, and good luck on your fight, Tonya.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.